Great. Gary, good to meet you here,
Thank you,
Horasis,
Yosha.
man, in Sao Paulo.
Thank you for
Well,
having me.
we're in your neighborhood,
Yeah.
so flew down here for the event.
I mean, I love LATAM, and it's my first time in Horasis. Also, Brazil makes a lot of sense because what we discussed yesterday was the BRICS countries. They are leading the charge in the commerce. It is already a fact that the largest proportion of trade is being done through the BRICS. So Brazil, India, China, also Saudi. I think this is the growth component. For us, it's a lot of minds, entrepreneurial minds, and I think that's the difference, right? That you have this entrepreneurial mindset into solving problems with a specific vision, and I think it's very like-minded people, and I love it.
Yeah, and interesting, like-minded, but very different perspectives. They're coming from different backgrounds, technology, social impact, regenerative, environment. I'd love if you can tell me, where do you fit in this? You're in your project. How is this a piece of this puzzle?
Right. So I'm the CEO and founder of AgAu, AgAu. So one token backed by silver AG, one token backed by gold AU. In a nutshell, what we offer is a neutral settlement layer using blockchain as alternative to SWIFT, and neutral money as alternative to political money or fiat money, USD or euros or else, so that you can basically have free trade no matter who you are and what you do in a legal way. So this is our vision. And I think this is a timely vision. Now we have today record highs in gold and in silver, and it is for a reason. Some people talk about de-dollarization. I rather like to talk about the free competition of monies. It's 6,000 years of evolution where gold is money. And I think it's an aberration of history since 1971 that it is not. So the most likely outcome, and you already see it with central banks, is gold becoming even more present. In 1971, gold was 80% the global reserves of central bank. 2015 was the peak of the euro, with 80% of dollars as in the central bank. Then the second one was euros, and then only the third one was gold. Now fast forward to today, gold has become the second one again, and I think it will naturally normalize to being the money that it always has been, to replace fiat. And so I think what we discussed yesterday was the dangers of the stablecoins, the way they are built today, and also the CBDCs in terms of privacy.
Yeah, lots of debates in that world, especially in the decentralized space. Yeah.
So one of the bad things of the stablecoins, the way they are functioned today, is threefold. Number one, it is most of them are already backed by fiat, which is a little bit ironic for the principles of Bitcoin to have the aim to depart from fiat and end up with one of the biggest stablecoins being fiat. That's the major problem. The second one is the way they are constructed is via trust. So really what they do is they have collateral on these trusts. They give you an IOU, but then they are the ones who take whatever these assets are and they reinvest it. So in other words, it's a little bit like if you have a CDO, like a collateralized debt obligation, but without the yield. You take the risk and I get to invest it. That's another problem. Second problem is also that it is still in a bank. So you're not segregated from the banking system, the centralized banking system whatsoever. If anything, you're a derivative of that because your assets are in a bank. So the run on banks and the contagion effect is still valid. And last but not least is definitely the company that issues the stablecoin. They also carry a risk. So imagine one bond defaults. If one bond defaults, the peg can vanish and they can create a crisis of confidence and a panic. And we actually kind of expect that to happen at some point because it is cyclical. What we do with AgAu is the opposite. We actually work more like a vault and like a digital gold certificate with direct ownership. The owner of the token is the owner of the physical material. So we do not lease it, we do not lend it, and it is yours, it is not mine. So then you have the choice to either stay outside the banking system or then deposit it and then enter in the credit system. But at least you have the choice, and at least it is really segregated from all systemic risk. I think this is the right way to construct it. And hopefully, in the future, we will be able to move onto a private blockchain, or at least with privacy features. As of now, we're looking at the top three, Ethereum, Solana, and some XRP as well, so that people have the choice. But it is mainly a B2B to allow corporate treasuries and balances to do these transactions, without in a permissionless system, if you want. And soon we're going to be deploying on the public blockchains for democratizing this type of solution. Yeah.
So we are very focused usually on the human solutions.
Yeah.
What is the human impact here?
Well, I think it's a very good question, because at the end of the day, you cannot construct a solid economic system if your monetary base, if your bedrock is fiat money or it is bad money. Now, what I always say is, previously you could save in gold and silver for the longest period of time, and you could guarantee that your next generations will be able to maintain this purchasing power. Nowadays, you have to be both, let's say, a doctor, but then also an investor, just to keep up with inflation. So, in other words, you have the choice between, in certain countries, hyperinflation, or in other countries, at best, you have hyperinflation in slow motion. But essentially, central bankers and the monetization of the debt that is rampant today basically guarantees you poverty over a course of 50 years at 2% target inflation. So this is a major problem to solve. So we're trying to solve that problem, not only for corporates now, but then also for the rest of the world. And I think if you have, neutral money, if you have real money, which is the store of value, besides the medium of exchange and unit of account, money, cash, and fiat has failed at the store of value. We're just bringing back normalization in a way, and apolitical money in a world that is increasingly polarized. I think that is something that a lot of people want, and I know of nobody who wants a CBDC. So, I've yet to find somebody who claims that they really want a social credit score or a CBDC. I think we're going towards a choice where you can have private money and get the government out of your pocket and out of your pants in a very libertarian way. And I think this is really the vision that we can bring here at Horasis.
Yeah, choice sounds like freedom.
I mean, it is, I think, the principles that every human is naturally inclined, to live in a good society. The tragedy of this world is that a lot of the politics and governments are the ones creating the issues and creating wars and conflicts. By and large, people are peaceful. We believe that the best way to achieve peace is through trade and not through politics. And so, therefore, if you have more and more relationships in trade, you will have more and more peace.
Yeah. There were quite a few startups, people who are here representing their passion, the things that they're trying to build. How long have you been working on this now?
Oh, I've been working on this since 2017. The company was founded in 2018. Okay. We have the privilege to have two former CEOs of Swiss banks in the board, people from commodity trading, myself, and former directors of Glencore. We have really a good team behind to push this vision forward. It's not a Fugazi coin. There is actually logistics behind. There is a real business process, and I think doing things right takes time. But we are also counting on not only our success, but sometimes also the failures of doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So I think the more choices you have, the better the customer is off, and that's really what we want to provide.
What you've worked through failures in this time, for those people who are out there creating solutions and who are really working hard to build their projects and make things happen, what kind of message do you have for them? Something to give to them as they go forward in the pursuit of changing their own world?
I think every crisis is an opportunity, right? So naturally, when you see a crisis, a personal crisis, or something that you see is a problem for you, you have to ask yourself, is this a problem only for me, or is this a problem for a lot of people? The more problems you solve for other people, the richer you become. Now, either you become rich because of people say thank you with money, or better, they say thank you with kindness and love, which, I could argue is a lot more valuable to have a very good life. So solving problems for yourself, but then also for others, is the best way to have a fantastic life. Looking at yourself in the mirror and say, what has God given me in the tools and experiences that allow me to create a solution for others, and then take that and run with it. I think that's kind of like a good process to have. That's the process I had. I think the systemic problem we have is this: somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
And so at least trying to do that battle and choose that as a life goal is a pretty noble thing to do.
Beautiful. Yeah. That's right. Give us a little bit of information. Where can we learn more about what you're working on and how things are coming out?
You can find us on social media, agau.io, agau.io. You will see all our social media, X, Instagram, and the rest of them.
All the cool
also
platforms.
LinkedIn. We want to diversify the different platforms, but definitely we are for free speech, and we hope we'll be able to put our message out.
I love it. Thank you for your time, Thierry.
Thank you
So much
Yasha.
for what you're doing.